I've pastored for many, many years, over 30 years now. And when I deal with people, I often realize the challenges we're facing in church life, the challenges they're facing in work life, the challenges they're facing in their personal relationships often can be traced back to their upbringing. You can get saved and God now parents you, but a lot of the residue in your life comes from your upbringing. Either you've been shaped correctly or you haven't. And mothers play an incredible part in shaping our lives, or the non-shaping of our lives. I learned so much from my mother. She taught me so much, but it took me many years to appreciate it. I regret that. I wish I'd appreciated her earlier. But I want to speak to you this morning, and I've entitled the message, Things My Mother Taught Me. Things my mother taught me. How many of you know we all learn things from our mothers? And my mother taught me a lot. King Lemuel in the Bible, his mother taught him a lot. She taught him how to choose a wife. And I want to read from King Lemuel, and then I want to give you 8 things that my mom taught me. Advice his mother's giving him in choosing a wife, and obviously this is the way his mother was. His mother was a role model to him. Proverbs chapter 31, and reading from verse 1. The sayings of King Lemuel, an inspired utterance his mother taught him. Isn't that interesting? Often when you read this, you just glance over that. And now she's obviously speaking about herself and how to choose a wife. But this is about a wonderful mother, and it relates a lot to my own mom. A wife of noble character who can find. She's worth far more than rubies. Her husband has full confidence in her and lacks nothing of value. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. How many of you thought our moms were trying to hurt us? I remember saying to my mom, I hate you. It's because you hate me. And then you grow up and you think, how dumb is that? But they want to bring you good. Isn't that true? She selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. She's like the merchant ships bringing her food from afar. She gets up while it is still night, and she provides food for her family and portions for her female servants. She considers a field and buys it. It's not just the men who are good in business. Out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. She sets about her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for her tasks. She sees that her trading is profitable, and her lamp does not go out at night. In her hand, she holds the distaff and grasps spindles with her fingers. She opens her arms to the poor and extends her hands to the needy. Just look up for a moment. The thing that amazes me about women is they can give and give and give and do so much for their families, and then they can still do stuff for other people. Incredible thing. We need to really appreciate our mothers this morning. Even if they've passed on, you can still bring honor to them. Isn't that true? And it goes on to say, verse 21, when it snows, she has no fear for her household, for all of them are clothed in scarlet. She makes coverings for her beds. She's clothed in fine linen and purple. She speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children arise and call her blessed. Honor her for all that her hands have done, and let her works bring her praise at the city gate. You can read all that and you kind of wonder at the end, well, what do you need a man for? It's amazing what mothers do. Things my mother taught me. Number one, the first thing she taught me is this: read, read, read. It will give you knowledge. And as a result of that, I grew up reading. I read at boarding school. I read the Hardy Boys. I just drank in books, and I've been a reader all my life. Books are friends. They're not one-time events. You buy them and they're there, and you can open them at any time and you can get knowledge. Number two, the second thing my mother taught me, and my sister reminded me of this, is don't lie. If you can lie, you can steal. How many know in society today, they say if you smoke grass, it usually leads to hard drugs? My mom understood that principle. She said to me, if you can lie, then you can steal. The two are tied to each other. My mom was a nominal Christian for many years. She always acknowledged God. She thanked God every day for strength. She actually prayed in front of me often. She'd say, my God, give me strength. But my mother understood the Bible. She understood that if you sinned and you opened a door in your life, sin became a pattern and deception became a pattern. And before you knew it, your conscience was dulled. And so she kept warning us. In fact, she did something wonderful. She said to me, if you tell the truth, I won't punish you. And many parents tell the truth, and then when you tell the truth, So the next time you learn, don't tell the truth, because look what happens. She said to me, if you tell the truth, I won't beat you, but the truth is important. And so we were taught to tell the truth. Notice what Ephesians chapter 4 says. It says, therefore each of you must put off falsehood and speak truthfully to your neighbor, for we are all members of one body. And then in the same section of scripture, it says this, a tie is lying to stealing. It says anyone who's been stealing must steal no longer, but must work, doing something useful with their own hands, that they may have something to share with those in need. Your mouth is extremely important. Be truthful, be honest, be a person that contributes to the building of South Africa, not to its breakdown.